Okay, I'm gonna read the stories today. Sammy, I really hope that YouTube decides to smile on you again soon, because this is probably gonna be painful. But let's go anyway! Woohoo! Live Nation's no-fee Wednesday specials are, it turns out, not quite as fee-free as they would like you to believe. CNN reports that fees like the parking fee are still being charged. Ticketmaster refused to disclose a full list of exactly how many fees are levied or what they pay for. Bow to your overlords and open your wallets, music fans, because there is no escaping the power of this. Yeah, that's a technical term. Van Halen's former bass player, Michael Anthony, has called out Eddie Van Halen for saying that Anthony walked from the group. Anthony says he did no such thing, and he was instead forced out by Van Halen in order to make room for Wolfgang Van Halen, Eddie's son, to play bass in the band. For what my opinion's worth, I totally believe Anthony's side of the story, and I also believe that Eddie Van Halen is going to completely get away with it because he's Eddie Van Halen. It's Van Halen's band. I mean, what are you gonna do? Stop the presses! Trent Reznor has an opinion on something! This time it's his on-again, off-again friendship with Marilyn Manson. Which I think they must have, like... Man, you can't keep track of what's going on between those two without something like a scorecard. I mean, now they're friends, now they hate each other, now they're friends again, and now they just did... Oh, but then he said this, and then he did this, and it was... I can't keep it straight. I gave up even trying a long time ago. I will start holding Trent Reznor's strong opinions against him when he stops making sense most of the time. And when he stops being way smarter than me. I am boycotting Transformers. That movie is not getting my money. That soundtrack is not getting my money. I might have an eternal soft spot in my heart for Linkin Park due to the fact that I listened to them during my tender high school years, but I am not supporting anything monetarily that has Michael Bay's name on it. I might acquire the new Linkin Park song from the movie soundtrack, but I most definitely won't be paying for it. You didn't just hear that. Anyway, if you're not like me and you do want to check out the movie soundtrack, the link should be over there somewhere in the sidebar. Heard Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilot and Velvet Revolver fame is getting divorced, and that his wife, Mary Weiland, is releasing a tell-all book in October called Fall to Pieces. As you can imagine, this has made her extremely popular among Scott Weiland's fans. So Scott Weiland himself actually took to the internet with this statement a few days ago. When I was 16 years old, I dreamed of being a famous rock star. I never knew what came along with it, the good, the bad, and the straight-up bullshit. I thought that creating beauty would bring beauty. Not always. At 16, Mary dreamed of being a famous model. She came close, but she gave up her career for Noah, Lucy, and myself. She never got to see what would have happened. Well, as everyone knows by now, we are getting divorced, and yes, Mary is writing a book which I have not read. But I want everyone to know that it has nothing to do with infidelity, neither the divorce nor the book. Please don't place the red letter upon my children's mother. One last thing. My love for her will never end. We just forgot how to be friends. She has now chosen a public career and one that brings both accolades and public scrutiny. There will be more of this sort of thing to deal with as time goes by, both good and bad. Divorce is hell. I remember it well, and we deal with it every day. If you think about it, we both have our what ifs and our why nots, but it's no cheater story, and all I ask is not to see her cry. And he signs it SW. There is no such thing as an amiable divorce, but Scott Weiland's obvious grace under fire has me hoping more than ever that the man somehow gets it together. He's better than his last few years. He really is. The book might even be a good thing. The man's got to exhume the skeletons in his closets one way or another, and maybe this'll start the process. Who knows? Let me get this straight. I do not listen to Christian rock, but the phenomena of it has always intrigued me. And I've came across this little story that is kind of a you can't make this up sort of wow. There is a hardcore Christian rock band called Striper. Striper? Is that what they're... Yeah, Striper. And they've got a guitar player named Oz Fox. And Oz Fox is about to get married. Now, this would not in and of itself be weird. People get married all the time. But this guy is getting married to a woman named Annie Lambert, who is a former call girl who founded a ministry called Hookers for Jesus. Oh, and they're getting married on a live webcast. How great is that? They'll be perfect together. This is a little blurb that comes from the world of Twitter. If you saw Pearl Jam's performance on Conan O'Brien, you may have noticed that Conan O'Brien, when he introduced the band and their rockin' new song, They Blew the Roof Off the Place, It Was Cool, he was holding what looked like album cover art in his hand when he did that. Turns out that is work from a political cartoonist called Tom Tomorrow, who has apparently spent the last 4 or 5 months working with the band on some sort of mixed media project that he can't tell us about right now, but which will probably be pretty cool. Eddie has written about Tom Tomorrow on PearlJam.com and seems to be a big fan of his, so I'm looking forward to this, whatever it is. I had to turn on my light because I'm absolutely losing my light again. Why do I always do this in the late afternoon when I know the sun is gonna be gone soon? It's because I'm not doing anything else in the late afternoon. Bleh. Anyway, this is just going to be a quick little blurb about a charity event that Neil Gaiman and Amanda Palmer did in New York City to raise about $1,300 for the homeless and low income in New York who are currently living with AIDS. So good for them. They played to an absolutely sold out house. It was in this independent bookstore, and it featured stories from the upcoming coffee table book Who Killed Amanda Palmer, featuring photographs of Amanda Palmer looking like she has been killed, and stories about the killings by Neil Gaiman. And if that sounds like a match made in American Gothic paradise, then you are probably right, because not only are the two of them artistic collaborators now, but they are also apparently dating. Oh my god, I just had an Us Weekly moment. But this leads to my own made-up rock query of the day, which is that if you could see a collaboration between any musical act and any writer in the world, what would it be? Questions or video responses? And that's it for the extremely fake marathon-length version of the Rock It Out blog. Sami, I really hope you get YouTube to like you again soon, because this is a lot harder than you make it look. Which just goes to show how cool you are. Anyway, throw up the devil horns and say it with me. Rock it out.